I feel better now than I have felt since I was in my 20s, and that's the honest truth. This is the best thing that I have ever done. I mean, not only do I feel better about myself.
Everything is totally different, and it's wonderful. It's really, really changed my life.
There's no decision I've made better in my life than to have the surgery. I feel like a champ.
I feel full of life, and everybody's like, how do you feel? Literally like 100 pounds have been lifted off of me, no doubt.
If you're one of the nearly 60 million Americans who have battled with their weight and struggled with health-related conditions which have robbed you of your quality of life, you're not alone. These patients are among a growing number of people who took control of their lives and now enjoy all life has to offer. Are you ready to make a life-changing decision? In a society where thin is in and emphasis is placed on being trim, one's weight can determine their level of acceptance, self-esteem, and in some cases, their professional success. There exists a constant need for alternatives. Failed diets can translate to failed relationships. Increased stress can lead to increased associated health problems. Fad diets can produce roller coaster results that can be both temporary and dangerous, with weight gain often recurring and the vicious cycle continues. At South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center, we've helped thousands improve their health and increase their longevity through an effective regimented program of pre-op and post-surgical care designed to maximize success. During the next 15 minutes, we'll examine some of the conditions associated with obesity. We'll talk to actual patients about their struggles with their health and the dramatic improvement they enjoy today after weight loss surgery.
These are my old pants that I used to wear before my surgery, but I've lost 142 pounds, and this is the new me.
And we'll hear from Dr. William Avera, bariatric surgeon for South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to real people who now have a better quality of life and help educate you about the choice available to you. Chances are you or someone you know or love sits in the very same spot they did before they made the informed decision to take control of their health and prolong their lives. Their success stories will both astound and amaze you. Medical experts are calling today's staggering numbers of obese Americans an explosive outbreak, no less severe than an epidemic in the communicable disease realm. What exactly is obesity? It is defined as an excessive amount of body fat an individual carries. If a person weighs more than 20% of their ideal body weight for their gender, age, or height, they are then considered obese as determined by the well-known Body Mass Index, or BMI. The National Institutes of Health reports over 1/3 of the nation's population is overweight or obese. Leading experts regard obesity as the leading health problem of our time. A person is considered morbidly obese if their BMI is 40 or greater, which means they are 100 pounds or more over their ideal body weight. An estimated 5 to 10 million people in America today are morbidly obese. Presently, obesity is the second leading cause of preventable death in the United States. Clinical research has yielded much new information in the effective treatment and approach to obesity. First, obesity is a disease. A changing perception of obesity comes through education. For those who carry excess weight, the quest for physical perfection is equally burdensome physically as well as psychologically. Both can wreak long-term damage. It is also true family genetics plays a significant role in a person's ability or inability to burn calories and lose weight. Secondly, obesity-related health conditions can, over a period of time, prove fatal. They are called comorbid conditions and can significantly reduce your life expectancy. They include diabetes, heart attack, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, acid reflux disease, sleep apnea, respiratory disease, osteoarthritis on load-bearing body joints, infertility, and depression. Bottom line, there is hope. If this is you, rest assured there is help. In clinical post-operative studies, 96% of severely obese patients with one or more comorbid conditions prior to surgery experienced a dramatic reduction or elimination of the comorbids.
Before I had surgery, I was diagnosed with diabetes insipidus, which is not your typical diabetes like most people have. My blood pressure was borderline high. My cholesterol was absolutely horrible. It was 220, I think, the last time it was checked.
Everyday activity, I was tired, joints ached all the time, just worn out at the end of the day. After the surgery, though, several weeks after, in fact, I went to have some blood work done. My sugar levels became normal, my cholesterol levels became normal, and the type 2 diabetes went away. Also, the best of it all was the fact that I could get off of the sleep apnea machine. So I have not been on that either. So I'm doing quite well.
Morbid obesity, that state where you have so much weight on your body that it's producing physical harm, is a disease. And I think we've known that in the medical world for some time. We've just not recognized the significance of it. And then over the past few years, it's been clear that obesity, overweight in this country is increasing dramatically. And it's not because you're a bad person, because you're weak, because you don't care about yourself. Obesity is a disease that, like every other disease, may be poorly understood and the treatments may not be perfect. But if you don't treat this, it will lead to further medical problems and complications and shorten the quality and length of your life.
I had high blood pressure before my surgery. I also was insulin resistant, where my body created too much insulin. I do not take any blood pressure medication or anything anymore.
Weight loss surgery is not new. However, through the advances of modern medicine, today's procedures are less invasive and the results more dramatic. At South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center, our individualized care is customized for each patient. Special consideration is given not only to their physical condition and proposed transformation into a slimmer person, but also to their emotional condition and the changes they will experience throughout the process. Health status, comorbids, and family history are assessed prior to surgery. A complete regimen of tests are conducted to reveal any hidden problems. A psychological assessment is also standard procedure to help promote good attitude and ultimate success. It is also used to determine the past successes of the patient in prior non-surgical efforts to shed pounds and improve their life. Surgery should only be an option when diet and exercise alone have not yielded the dramatic results that surgery can. It should be clearly understood that surgery is not a quick fix, and the patient must be committed to a lifetime of care that includes not only diet and exercise, but behavioral modification, encouragement gained through support groups, and monitoring of progress on a regular basis.
I tell patients every day that there's no magic here, and that's the truth. That's the bottom line. You can't expect to come in, have something done, walk away, and miraculously everything will be resolved. You have to work at this.
One of the most popular surgical procedures to treat obesity is the lesser invasive surgery known as the laparoscopic adjustable gastric band, or lap band. This procedure is performed laparoscopically, resulting in smaller incisions and a quicker recovery. In this procedure, a band is placed around the upper part of the stomach, creating a small pouch with a smaller opening to the remaining stomach. As you eat, the small pouch holds the food at the top of the stomach, giving you the sense of fullness with a small amount of food. The lap band is purely a restrictive surgery. which means food consumed passes through the digestive tract in the usual order, allowing it to be fully absorbed into the body. This procedure is generally performed on an outpatient basis, and the patient is able to go home the same afternoon. After surgery, the band must be maintained periodically with a series of adjustments. This is performed in the physician's exam room and only takes a few minutes and is virtually painless. The result? The patient feels fuller more readily, enabling them to lead a normal lifestyle while shedding unwanted pounds. The second option performed by Dr. Avera is the laparoscopic Roux short limb gastric bypass. This procedure is typically reserved for the severely obese. While this procedure is more invasive than the laparoscopic band, it produces significant results in a relatively shorter period of time. In this surgery, the upper stomach is stapled, creating a small pouch which restricts the amount of food that can be consumed. A portion of the small intestines is connected to the pouch, bypassing the remaining stomach and an upper portion of the intestines. The upper part of the intestines that is bypassed is reconnected to the lower intestines. With a gastric bypass, full calorie absorption by the body is delayed, resulting in dramatic weight loss. The patient has an earlier sense of fullness and satisfaction. In most cases, hospitalization is required up to 4 days, and a strict dietary regimen must be followed during recuperation. The amount of weight loss and degree of risks and complications varies with each patient and procedure. They will be reviewed with you prior to surgery so your expectations are realistic and you know the work you must do to make it highly successful.
I think that making the decision that you have tried and have given your all to non-surgical weight loss and have not been successful, and then determining that you want to change your life and your health. And once you've made those decisions, then we'll help educate you and get you to understand what's involved.
The process of this surgery is not a quick fix. It's not you go in there and have surgery and poof, the weight is gone. It's a struggle. I mean, you have to adhere to what they tell you at South Mississippi to do. I mean, you have to do it.
It's been a learning experience, but I still understand. I've got to do the work. I've got to, I've got to do my exercise now. I've got to drink the water. I've got to, do the things that they expect and that they recommend that you do.
Everyone has always been real supportive. Everybody's surprised at what a change. Everybody's like, I would have never pictured you looking this different.
In a moment, we'll hear more from patients who live a better life today thanks to successful weight loss surgery, Dr. Avera, and the caring professionals at South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center. But first, let's recap. Obesity is a disease. It is the second leading cause of preventable death. It affects nearly 100 million American people today, and 1/3 of this country's population is severely or morbidly obese. There is help. South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center offers 2 surgical options for people suffering from obesity. The lap band and the gastric bypass are both very effective when accompanied by a healthy diet and exercise. Remember, weight loss surgery is not a quick fix or magic. Both procedures require behavioral modifications and carry certain risks. So which procedure is right for you? And where do you go from here? The first step is to attend one of our educational seminars. Be sure to visit our website or call for a complete listing of upcoming seminars near you. At the seminar, you'll be able to meet Dr. Avera and staff, ask questions, and meet patients who are a living testimony that surgical weight loss has transformed them into a healthier, happier person. If you have already been to a seminar and know you qualify for weight loss surgery, contact the team at South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center to schedule your free consultation.
I was kind of the person when I was overweight that I had to assess everything. Could I sit in that chair? Would it break when I sat in it? I always gave a second thought to everything I said and did because of what would somebody think about that? Well, now with the weight loss surgery, I do ballroom dancing. And it's awesome. It's so much fun. And it's tremendous for your self-esteem, too. It's terrific exercise. I do line dancing. I also was a repressed runner. I always wanted to run, and you don't go around saying that when you're obese because people would think, yeah, right. So now I run, and one of the things that I've done is on January 15th of 2006, I ran my first half marathon. My goal was to complete it in 3 hours or less and to finish, and I did. And so as I noticed that, I say that that's my first half marathon. I hope to have more. One day I hope to run a marathon.
I knew that I was high risk for a heart attack or a stroke. And I got to thinking, what would it be like? Can I do that? To leave my children to take that risk, or worse, being in a vegetative state. I just couldn't bear it. Since I've had this surgery, I've lost approximately 90 pounds. I feel like that when I go out to eat or go shopping or whatever, that people just perceive me like anyone else.
In the beginning, my husband was really reluctant and afraid, but as time went on, I kept talking to him about it. He went to the seminar with me and got more information, and then he went along with what I wanted to do.
I knew my wife was overweight, and I knew that she didn't like the way she looked. I was fine. I loved her for her. My whole thing was I wanted her to try other things. I wanted her to do the exercises, whatever dieting, and I was willing to do whatever for her to help her. When it came down to the surgery, I was reluctant. The staff at the seminar, they really helped me. They changed my mind a lot.
My favorite thing that I've got to do is ride a roller coaster. I hadn't done it since I was a little kid, and my wife and I went to SeaWorld. And for years, the over-the-shoulder harnesses wouldn't come all the way down. And I remember about 15 having to get up off of a roller coaster because it wouldn't come down. And so last year, getting on that and riding was pretty cool.
I'm much happier. I'm more active. I would do it again in a heartbeat. There's just no doubt in my mind.
This is just a great staff of people. I mean, if you're willing to make this type of life change in your life, this is definitely the staff and facility to consider.
Just generally feel better about the activities I do. I'm a football coach. I just feel better out there. I have more energy. I can move better. I can demonstrate things better. Probably the only thing I regret about this is that I didn't do it about 10 years ago. But I'm glad. I think everything's worked out perfect.
I would have problems with my knees, and my feet were always swollen. I would come home at night and just cry. And when I was at work, I was always just miserable, and everybody that around me was miserable because I didn't love myself. I wasn't happy.
All I can think of is that if I continued the way I was, I was going to have to keep on taking more and more medicine. The kidneys might shut down one day. You never know, because if I kept getting bigger, the diabetes was going to get worse. And the blood pressure was going to get worse. It's hereditary in my family. Heart disease is hereditary in my family. My family was concerned that one day maybe I would have a heart attack.
You've heard their success stories. You can be one too. We look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming seminars. To register, call one of us or visit our website. You'll be glad you did.
People see, before and after pictures, and they're going, oh my gosh, you just do not look like the same person. I said, I am not the same person. Do it. Absolutely. It will change your life. It will make you feel more comfortable with yourself. It will increase your self-esteem.
At South Mississippi Surgical Weight Loss Center, there is hope.